One of the biggest struggles that I've had is finding myself and realizing who I am. Because when I kind of came into all this parental alienation stuff, I questioned everything. And I realized that my life revolved around the validation of others. My life revolved around a lot of external influences and had nothing internal. And so I realized I didn't know who I was. And that's been a big struggle for me. So I'm almost curious, like, what theme have you seen about that through alienated children?
So I'll share my experience. When I was young, had a really sharp sense of who I was.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what I stood for. I knew that I was weird and goofy, but I didn't care. Like, I just knew who I was and what I liked and everything. And then it all goes back to the same age that the parental alienation started. Around the age of 9, I started to shrink into myself. And what I know now, with all the hindsight of 20 years being an adult, is that, over time, I would get rid of or hide certain parts of me that either my parent didn't like or society didn't like, but it was mostly my parent. There were so many parts of me that she didn't like that it's like I got rid of all of me, to where I was a shell of myself by the end of
Mm-hmm.
it. I was not only a shell of myself, but when that's your parent and they're teaching you right from wrong and what to value and how to emulate them, they bring you down to their level naturally when you're the child, because that's the level they're teaching you. That's what they're teaching you to do. So not only do you become a shell of yourself if you're an alienated child, but you don't have the targeted parents' protection or their influence of their values and their morals. So you're left with a pathological parent controlling your life, teaching you who you are and how to live. And at least what it felt like for me is that I wasn't allowed to be me. So
Oh my God.
since I haven't had that parent in my life, and I've been on this journey, changing everything about my life pretty much, I've definitely found who I am again. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the same person that I always have been deep down, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
not able to like really know it. And I find this happened naturally. It's happened
Mm-hmm.
naturally. Where it goes so far as the hobbies I do, like the things I enjoy doing, and the way I view myself in the clothes that I like wearing. Like, it's little weird things too that you wouldn't necessarily think of, but yeah, I'm glad it's back.
I guess it's just hard for me because, like, so much of my personality, I still feel like I don't know yet. Um, I know a couple things about me. Like, I know that I want to help people. I know that I'm generous. I know that I'm kind. One thing that's been helping me recently is art. I've been an artist ever since I was a really young girl. Like, my mom jokes that I drew ever before I ever began talking.
It's so funny because my parents have always said that I've been writing since before I could talk. It's so funny. So you're a creative person too?
Oh yes, I
Um,
do a lot of digital art.
oh, okay.
So I'm good with like Procreate and those kinds of things, but I also do paintings, and it helps sometimes because sometimes you can get on a painting or in words what you can't say out loud because you can articulate. And I don't know if I'm the only person who feels like this, but I feel like I can articulate myself so much better when I'm writing.
Me too, for sure. I wonder if part of the identity loss or identity confusion is also because these are our parents.
Yeah,
These are these are the parents we come from. So
it very much is that because one of the confusing things that I will say about my relationship with my mother is that she tells me a lot of very happy memories that she had with my father before I was born, and that's kind of confusing to me. And it is also very confusing to me still because she'll bring up like a 4th of July or the time that we went to Disney and after they were divorced, and she pulled a practical prank on him at the park, and she'll laugh about it, and we'll laugh, and I'll laugh about it because it's still a fond memory to me. But for me, I'm like, where did that person go? Did that person ever truly exist?
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I've been on the romantic relation side of this too. Like being in a romantic relation with an ABOS, IBE type of person. And you ask yourself the same questions too at the end of that. You ask yourself, was that memory true? Like, who was this person? It couldn't have been a good time that I thought it was if they were really a monster underneath. But when it's your parent,
It adds so much complexity to it because you're like, this person's supposed to protect me. What do you mean they hurt me?